What's up guys, Trader Neil here, back at you with another crypto video. So today we're going to be taking a look at Bitcoin and a couple of your favorite altcoins after that $10,000 crash that happened over the last couple days. I'll be telling you guys where I think Bitcoin could be going in the short term and potentially where I see this dump stopping slash where if my targets are hit, I'd be looking for a potential swing long on Bitcoin and a couple of these altcoins. If you guys like my content and you want to see more of it, slash if you guys just want to see me ramble on about all these different coins with you guys and navigate this crypto space, I would very much appreciate it if you guys like this video, subscribe to my channel at Trader Neil, and of course hit that bell icon so you don't miss any of my next and up and coming videos. I would very much appreciate it. Alright guys, so looking at Bitcoin here, I hope some of you guys took the Bitcoin short that I gave you all last week here at around $102,000. BTC rejected from this golden pocket that I took from the all-time high to this low from last Monday. And it also was your value area of high of your overall range here. So there was two different confluences at that level. If you guys look left as well, it's just also simple support resistance as well. And so what this means, guys, after this dump to the downside is BTC is still going to be range bound here. So my thoughts about the market is this $102,000 zone is going to be very important for bulls and bears to watch over the next, let's say, couple weeks to months. Because after all of the different rejections at this level, I do think that if bulls can get BTC back above $102,000, price action can pump to at least retest all-time highs, if not make new ones. But as long as BTC is under this level, this is just chop zone. And there's an argument to be made that one shouldn't be looking to trade the chop and should be looking to trade trending moves. That is totally fine if you would like to wait for this range on BTC with these lows at 85K or the highs that I consider here at 102 to be broken. That is fine. But at the same time, guys, as traders, we look to take golden opportunities that pretty much present themselves to us. And the way you guys take them and the way that you can be prepared for them is by having levels marked on your chart. And that's what we're doing here. So today, BTC came down and retested the value area low of this range at 93K and got a little bit of a bounce there. Do I think that this is going to be the ultimate low on BTC and Bitcoin is going to skyrocket back to new highs from here? I personally don't think so. At the moment, I do think for BTC, what you're likely to see is more chop, and I am personally looking for a retest of these lows at around 91K. I do think that this wick liquidity and everyone who longed here on the 6th of December, all of these longs are still sitting quite comfy ever since this low because price has never come to take that. And so a couple areas of interest I'd be having is this low from last week, but that 90K level or so is what I would really like to be seen taken out for a move back to the value area high of your range. So this is a potential long that I'm looking at. And then overall, market structurally, guys, on the 4-hour on BTC, technically you haven't broken bullish market structure here. A higher high was made on Monday, and right now you are still above your last 4-hour lower low. So right now for me, BTC on the 4-hour isn't quite bearish just yet. But if you start to close below really the value area low of this zone, and this bounce isn't a quick one for my potential long, then I would really be looking at the range lows to be retested next on BTC. And range lows in this case is 88K down to 85K in this case, guys. And I know I've been showing you guys this zone for really like a couple weeks now, ever since this range started to be formed. And so to me, 87K down to 85 is a long zone that I'm looking at. If you guys would want to see if I take that long or not, I will be alerting it in the Unity Academy Discord, which I have a link in the description for. If you guys want to get 5 free days, sign up to Unity. It's where I give all my calls or analysis. And if you guys want to jump in and see what I think about the market on a daily basis, that's where I spend a lot of my time. All right, and so this is a potential long down here, and I would be looking to see if we get a reaction on a sweep of these lows on BTC. Meantime, guys, we are still range bound on Bitcoin, and honestly from here, a move up to retest the point of control, the 4-hour 200 moving average and 4-hour trend wouldn't surprise me. But like I said, until we really get above this $102,000 zone, Bitcoin is still range bound. And where do you want to take trades in a range bound market? Well, range lows for longs and then range highs for shorts. So right now, looking at BTC here with a straight face at 95K, I am not looking to take any trades right at this second. Especially with Bitcoin at resistance here on the lower time frames at 95K, this would be a place where, if anything, I would be looking to head short if I got any longs on the dip today. Alright, so that's my thoughts on BTC. Do I think we're entering any sort of bear market or any higher time frame loss of structure that could, you know, be the end of this time frame, end of this timeline, and end of this cycle, and everyone is gonna die, and we're gonna go to new lows, and everyone's gonna lose money? No, personally not. I know that's sorry for the clickbait in the title, but at the same time, guys, right now we are just range bound on BTC. With a lot of the macro fears out there, with, you know, rate cuts, rate hikes, everything being uncertain, and Trump becoming, you know, inaugurated within the next couple weeks, I think there's a lot of uncertainty in the market, and especially with the stock market as well, guys. I think one of the big things is people just don't know where things are going to go short term. And here's the thing. Whenever there's uncertainty in the market, you're usually going to see a lot of choppy price action because buyers and sellers don't know where things are going to end up in the near term. However, once there's more clarity on the macro front, I think we could get a trending move one way or the other. In the meantime, we have our levels marked and we simply trade them. All right, so that's my thoughts on BTC. On Ethereum here, guys, I did enter an Ethereum long here at around 3,300. I have already TP'd a little bit of that, and honestly, this is my thoughts on the higher time frame on Ethereum. Right now, I would like to wait to take any potential swing longs until you see the liquidity taken out in this zone around 3,030 or so. This liquidity hasn't ever been hit ever since it's moved to the upside to 4,000 on Ethereum. So I do think that if you get a move down to about 3,030, this would be a nice place to see Ethereum get a push to the upside. But until I see a move down to here, I'm just scalping the lower time frame range on ETH. In terms of market structure, you did put in a higher high locally on the 4-hour on ETH, but now you are seeing a bit of a choppy zone, and technically you haven't made a lower low on the 4-hour here compared to these December 22nd lows. And so my thoughts here for taking like a short lower time frame scalp on ETH is I took a volume pull, which I will take one live with you guys now, from this low to current price, this low being the 20th of December, and you are currently above the value area low of this range. And right now you have about 40 minutes before Ethereum is going to close the 4-hour above that. And in that case, I would be looking to just see a rotation up to 34.92 or so on ETH to at least retest this lower time frame value area high. I would be looking to take some profits at this anchored VWAP that I pulled from this low to current price at around 3,400 or so. But at the same time, guys, ETH is another market that looks quite choppy. And if you look at the RSI here on ETH, while I think this is going to be a potential bottoming point short term for Ethereum, you could easily get one more drive down to create some 4-hour bullish divergence here on ETH. And then after that, get a real move to the upside. So is this a place to be blindly longing Ethereum? No, in my opinion, it is not. But at the same time, is this getting to a nice value zone where I'd be looking to take longs? Well, let's just say if you get a move out of the bottom of the zone at 3,200 into these levels at 3,000 or so with what would be a 4-hour drive of bullish divergence, this down here at around 3,025 would be a no-brainer long for me on Ethereum. So that's pretty much my thoughts on ETH. Short term, could you get a bounce and then another move down? For sure, but am I going to trade that bounce? Well, I will be alerting in the Unity Discord if I take this trade, but for now, guys, I think it's a good time to be sitting on your hands on ETH and waiting for either a move back up to the range highs here at the value area high at around 34.91 for a potential scalp short, or for a move down to these lows again at around 3,030. All right, and then here on Solana, guys, it is really important that everyone realizes on Solana here the importance of this zone that I keep talking about between 197 and 203. Solana initially flipped that zone last week and flipped 203 into support, and that's why you saw another move, and pretty much the next move into resistance here on Sol at 222. That's where you got this move to the downside, and that's where you saw a rejection on Sol. Now, my problem with Solana is now that it lost this 197 low of this range and pretty much haven't been able to get back above that low and the local value area high of this range and your value area low of your larger range, Solana is at a point where I would not be expecting more upside on Solana until 198 is reclaimed on the 4 hour. So this is a very important level. Buyers are pushing Sol from the point of control up to retest that value area low and high in this 198 level, and they're trying to push price above it, but there hasn't been any successful, let's say, reclaim of that level just yet. So until you see a reclaim of this zone for something like this, I would not be totally interested in Sol on a long until you get that. If this ends up being a rejection at 198 and Sol comes down to this point of control again, I would be expecting a move down to your value area low of this range and this anchored VWAP here between $179 and $175 on Sol. And this, guys, would be a beautiful area to take a potential long on Solana. I do think you get a nice bounce from this bottom of this zone. I don't think that you'll see a move down to these levels and then Solana just cuts through like butter. I do think with how the RSI looks here, that another drive down to fill this area would create some RSI bullish divergence on the 4 hour, and you would have a nice bounce. So 179 to 175 would be a pretty good long opportunity in my head. If you get the reclaim of this range low at 198, then I would be looking for higher prices on Sol, but not until then. And I'm making this video on a Wednesday during the week, guys, so we still have about 4 days to the weekly close here on all these markets. And so until you see a weekly close back below this support zone, Solana has the chance to put in a weekly SFP. So let me show you what I mean by that. So looking at Solana here, you had a really nice weekly close this past week above this SR zone and above your previous weekly highs here from March. And so I would really like to see Sol close the weekly back above 200 to 203, really the 203 level, to be able to have confidence in Sol going up short term. If the weekly closes below the support zone, then I would be worried for Sol buyers that price action is going to unfortunately end up going lower. However, looking at things, guys, this was a daily level as well on Sol, and so I do think that this is a nice level for buyers to hold on Solana. So let's just see what happens. If the daily ends up closing above the support resistance area, I think things are probably going to be fine on Sol, and this was just a higher low. But until that happens, I'm going to stay cautious and wait for a flip one way or the other. Alright, guys, so let's get into some altcoins here. Cleanly, I do think that Ena is going to be one of those coins that would be a blind bid for me if price action comes down a little lower. This is just, this is my thing with Ena. Sorry for the scrambled thoughts, but this is kind of my thoughts here overall. I do think on Ena, this high from the 16th of December is a weak high. I do think it gets taken out, and this is just range bound here on ENA for now. But I would very much like to see a move down to the bottom of this range where you have this daily level, this daily order block, and daily trend here. This would be a very nice zone at around 0.08 to be looking for longs. So that's my thoughts on ENA, and I'm going to be waiting for something like that. Sui is a coin that has been very, very resilient, not only for the past few months, but in this dump, guys. Sui had a push down today of 9%. And is about to close green on the day overall with a 10% bounce from that move. Sui buyers are out there. They're waiting. And Sui buyers would love to see this coin go down so they can pick up lower prices before a bounce. Sui buyers are the kings of this market right now, guys. This is one of the strongest coins out there. It's a high cap, and every time Sui has a dump, buyers step up and gobble this thing up. And at the moment, guys, if I'm looking for longs on Sui, it is going to be down here at 4.11, down to the value area low here at 3.96. I do think Sui could get a rejection here at the local golden pocket and then come down to that zone. But for now, until you get a little lower prices here on Sui, I'm not going to be trying to long the value area high of this range. I think that if you try to long something like this on Sui, you're probably going to see a strong rejection coming up for a higher low. Just longing at resistance, guys, is not a strategy. Hope is not a strategy. You got to be looking to buy discounts, and right now, after a bounce like that on Sui, it's probably not the best time to be looking to try to pick up a position. So if we get a move down to these levels at around 4.12, down to the value area low at 3.97, I'd be looking to be a buyer, re-tag daily trend. But until you get that, I wouldn't be super interested in trying to take Sui longs. And if you did get a move down here, you would be tagging this demand line as well. So you've got a pretty good amount of confluence in that zone. Alright, guys, and last coin that I'll be showing you guys today is Hyperliquid. So Hyperliquid is a coin that hasn't been around a whole lot. It doesn't have a whole lot of price action data, but it's a coin I am extremely bullish on for the next couple months to years to come. They're launching their L1 coming up. I did a Hyperliquid video as well. If you guys want to see that, I'll put it in pretty much like right above here, so you guys can watch it after this to show you guys how to use it. It is a decentralized leverage and spot exchange that has billions of volume going through it every day. It's the most used DEX out there out of all of them in the crypto space, and I do think that Hyperliquid will get another move up coming up, honestly, within the next couple days or so, now that it tagged these range lows. So if I go to the 4-hour chart here in Hyperliquid, you did tag range lows here at $20 or so, and everyone who had their spot orders at $20 on Hyperliquid got front run. I've seen tons of tweets and messages in groups saying that they got front run on their Hyperliquid buys, and you had a beautiful 4-hour bullish engulfing candle form right after that. So I do think Hyperliquid is a coin that is going to go higher over the next couple months. And right now, guys, I would think that if you get a retest of this 4-hour order block, that you might see something like that coming up. I'm not going to try to time another long here in Hyperliquid just yet, but at the same time, this is a coin that I really would like you guys to keep on your radar. And in my opinion, if you get these lower levels on Hype from 17 down to 14, that would be a gift. So I am looking for higher prices on Hyperliquid to come, but what I would be doing just short term, guys, is being patient and waiting for key levels to come across your board before you take any crazy trades. And then I know I said last coin, but I think a lot of you guys would be interested if I took a look at FARTCOIN here. This coin has been the talk of the town for a while now. I got my students in my Discord server in this one at literally 0.3 down here, way lower, and this thing has done not 0.3, 0.03 or something like that, and it did a 30x from where I got him in. It was literally insane to hit a runner like that, and this thing has been absolutely killing it over the last honestly couple months. And so FARTCOIN just hit this demand line closed after it hit it with a 4-hour bullish engulfing candle, and I do think this one, it really would not surprise me to see it after hitting this level, just based off of this chart with higher lows here and buyers stepping in, 4-hour hidden bullish divergence, to see this one get a move up. And I wouldn't be surprised to see it at least come up to tag 1.25 again in the future, and then see where it goes from there. If you're not in any FARTCOIN longs at this point, I would be looking for something like this for a potential scenario in the next, let's say, couple days. Alright guys, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video today. Main goal of this video is to make it clear that I don't want you guys to worry about upcoming price action. I want to alleviate some of those worries, show you what I think about Bitcoin, ETH, Sol, and these major coins out there, and just let you guys know that in my opinion, is this a time to panic? No. I do think we're pretty range bound on the markets right now, and a lot of that is to do to macro factors being uncertain. But as long as you guys have levels marked on your chart and are prepared for any scenario, then you're going to be good to go. Alright guys, so thanks for sticking around to the end of this video. If you guys want to trade Hyperliquid, FARTCOIN, any of these majors on an exchange with me, I have my Femex link in the description below. You guys can save really well on maker and taker fees if you sign up with my link, and I would very much appreciate it, and you'll be eligible for my Femex trading competition that I'm going to be hosting next month. Alright guys, so if you stayed till the end of the video, I want you to put in the comments section below, cycle top. I know that, I think it would be fun to see how many people will put that in the comments below to see if they can usher it into existence. Personally, I don't think it's a cycle top, but we'll just see how many people want to put that in the comments section below. Alright guys, this is Trader Neil signing out. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks again for watching, and I will catch you guys for another video very soon. Alright guys, peace.